People ask us why we wrote this book, and it's because the enchilada is a simple everyday food that embodies thousands of years of Mexican life. There are many books about Mexican cuisine for the home cook, but none that focuses in such detail on the single subject of enchiladas. This book contains many of the basic skills of the Mexican kitchen, from preparing dry and fresh chiles and homemade tortillas to all the related accompaniments that create an entire meal. There are more than 100 recipes in all, including 63 different versions of enchiladas, and the book is heavily photographed. Particularly people in America will be shocked to realize that there are so many different kinds of enchiladas, from completely vegetarian to seafood, beef, pork, dairy, every type of combination.
We never ever saw anybody have a whole book on enchiladas, and it seems crazy because it's the primary food of Mexico in a lot of ways.
It really is, and the more we studied it, the more I looked into history, and we talked about recipes and looked at the recipes. It's like seeing the whole history of Mexico on a plate.
If you had to have a favorite in our book, what would you think yours is?
The simplest, most basic and ancient recipes are the ones I always come back to, like the Enchilada. Of course, the name itself tells you frijoles. That tells you what's in it. It's beans.
Our executive chef at La Fonda on Maine often tells a story about his grandmother, and he said that his grandmother would feed them enchiladas 3, 4, 5 times a week, and the kids never got tired of them. There's so many favorites in that book.
Yeah,
I love them all.
I do too.
The callejeras are unbelievably good.
It is like a complete meal on a plate, one dish. And I think that may be a reason that it evolved that way, because it was a street food and people wanted a quick one thing meal. In this book, we tried to provide the history and details that would be informative to both the professional and the home cook.
Food brings people together. It's hard to find a food that will bring all of your friends and family together. Enchiladas fill that bill. This is the map to the El Dorado of Mexican cuisine.